Hello, I'm Beth Wagner, Doctor of Physical Therapy. In today's video, I'm going to show you a great way to release trigger points in the neck region using a Theracane. Now, I've posted other videos about trigger point release using just your fingers and using a tennis ball. In today's video, I'm introducing another tool, the Theracane. This is an excellent technique to get into those tight muscle knots in the neck and behind the shoulder blade. So briefly, what are trigger points? Trigger point is a term used to describe knots in muscles and fascia, connective tissue, in an area that is congested, dehydrated, and tight. These tissues become stuck and they don't slide or glide over each other the way that they are supposed to. Oftentimes this results in pain, stiffness, and limited motion. Poor posture, overuse, and repetitive use are common causes of trigger points. This video is focused specifically on common trigger points in 3 muscle groups in the neck and the shoulder girdle. These include the upper trapezius, the levator scapulae, and the rhomboids and middle trapezius. We're going to do that muscle group at the same time because those muscles overlap slightly. All right, here is the tool I'm using today. Now, Theracane is a common brand that's been around forever. It just refers to a device that is in the shape of a cane that uses therapeutic release knobs here. So these come in a number of different brands. It's just easiest to call it Theracanes. This particular brand is called Body Back Buddy. When you're shopping for a device like this, you can choose from any number of attachments and different sizes. I'll include a link in the description below for this specific item that I found on Amazon. The 2 straight pieces are meant to be handles. This is a comfortable way to hold the tool. You may hold the handle this way or put a thumb across the bar this way. You can also hold the bar in any number of positions. This is just a standard or easy way to hold it. All right, then each of these little bumps or knobs are meant to contact the skin in different ways. You'll notice some are round, some are a little bit pointed, and some are close together. So these 2 combined can be used at the same time. So I'm going to show you a couple ways that I would recommend getting into the muscle groups that we're focused on today. But feel free to experiment with this. Oftentimes people's sore spots are not in the exact same spot. Now, while you're experimenting and finding different sore spots to put the knobs, just be sure that you're not pressing down on bone. Vertebra in your spine, as well as the scapula, the shoulder blade itself, any bony area is not going to want to be pressed on. It's not going to feel good. So be sure that you're finding a soft spot. That's also why I'm going to include the anatomy slides here so that you can see where the entire muscle is located. Okay, let's start with the upper trapezius muscle. Now, the upper trapezius muscle runs from the area where the skull connects to the top of the neck, down along the collarbone, and along the top of the shoulder blade. Again, I'll put some anatomy slides here in the video so that you can see this triangle-shaped muscle. I can't quite reach all of it here with my fingers, so it'll help to see the anatomy slide. Okay, these 2 knobs together are great for the upper trapezius muscle. Be sure that you are sitting tall. Lift from the base of your pelvis. Make sure that you have a little bit of arch in your low back. Relax your shoulder blades down and back while you lift your chest, and do just a little bit of a chin tuck to get yourself out of any forward head type posture. All right, starting in this position then, go ahead and place the cane over the top of your shoulder here. These 2 knobs will go right into the upper trapezius muscle. Place the cane here so that I have the knob closest to the front, just at the front edge of the muscle, and then the second knob is more toward the back edge of the muscle. Now I can hold here, I can hold here, wherever it feels most comfortable for you to hold. Okay, now I'm going to press down with the Theracane to press those knobs right into the muscle tissue. breathe. Breath is very helpful for releasing pain. It's helpful to reset the nervous system. It's also helpful to relax muscles. Our muscles tend to contract and hold firm when we hold our breath. When you inhale, think of breathing fresh oxygen and fluid right into that muscle knot. And then as you exhale, think about melting or blowing out any tension or tightness in that area. Okay, so with the two little points right in the upper trapezius there, I'll inhale through the nose right into that tissue, and then exhale for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And then relax your grip. Inhale right into that muscle. As you exhale, press the Theracane down into the muscle for a count of 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. And as you exhale, press and blow out the tension for a count of 5. Good. All right. Continue 5 times. So you'll exhale for a count of 5 if that's tolerable for you. If the count of 5 feels too intense, decrease to whatever you can tolerate. You might start with just a count of 2 or 3 and only do it 2 or 3 times. Take your time and gradually build up to the 5-second release, performing 5 times. Now you can choose to keep the Theracane in one place along the muscle if that feels really great for you. You can also move it around. So you can move it a little out toward your shoulder, but not all the way to the bone. You can also move it up toward your neck a little bit. You can change the angle of the Theracane so that there is more pressure on the front or more pressure on the back. All of those small adjustments will change the pressure in the muscle knot. Apply the pressure that feels best for you, that gives you the best release. After performing 5 repetitions, or as many as you feel comfortable, we'll move on to the levator scapula. The levator scapula muscle is smaller and deeper than the upper trapezius muscle. It elevates the scapula, therefore levator scapula. Then the scapula is the shoulder blade. It originates toward the back of the neck, and it inserts into the top angle of the shoulder blade, or the scapula. You'll see here on the anatomy slide a little more clearly. This is a common muscle to have trigger points, and for people to feel pain and tightness. When there are trigger points in this area, it often limits the mobility of the shoulder blade. So releasing trigger points in this area is very helpful to regain normal motion through both of the arms and through the head and neck. So we'll wrap this around. So there's the top of my shoulder blade. I can feel that. And then obviously there's the back of my neck. I don't want to be pushing on the vertebra, and I don't want to push on the shoulder blade. So I'm going to go in between here. I'm going to find a spot that feels a little tender. Okay, and then with a comfortable grip with both hands, allowing my elbows to just rest by my side. Tall posture. I'm going to inhale to start. Breathing in fresh oxygen and water and fluids right into that area. And then exhale, I'm going to press down into it for 5 seconds as I exhale. Okay, inhale, relax your pressure. And then as you exhale, press down again. Count to 5 or whatever you feel comfortable with. And relax. Now you can continue in that same spot or adjust it, moving a little closer to the shoulder blade if that feels good, or moving a little up toward your neck if that feels better. And then inhale. And as you exhale, press down, releasing tension and tightness. Good. Inhale, release your pressure on the Theracane. Exhale, let the air and fluid flow right through and then out of that area. All right, now continue up to 5 repetitions in this area. Okay, now we'll move on to the rhomboids and the middle trapezius. These muscles live right between the shoulder blades. It's very important when working on these muscles to be sure that you're not pressing on the spine or on the shoulder blade. All right, and I think this knob is going to be the best choice for this muscle group. Now you'll notice again, these are pointed. If it feels better for you, you might choose to use the ones that are rounded. There's a little less pointy pressure obviously with them, and that might feel a little bit more comfortable. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use this one right here on the end. Okay, I'm gonna inhale, breathing in oxygen, water, blood, fluid to those spots, and then exhale. Now I'm going to press down and slightly forward with the Theracane for a count of 5, releasing, relaxing that spot. Good. And then inhale, release the pressure. Exhale again for a count of 5, pressing into the spot. Yeah. Good. Now continue the inhale and exhale pattern with a 5 count, release, 5 repetitions. If a 5 count is too long for you to press, then try only going for 2 or 3 seconds. Only do 2 or 3 repetitions. Also, when you first start doing trigger point release, use very light pressure. It's better to use light pressure where you can really breathe through it and feel the release and feel that flow, as opposed to doing too hard a pressure and really gripping or resisting the release. Start light, build up gradually. As with the other two, if you'd like to adjust the position, that's great. There isn't a whole lot of room to move side to side because you'll run into your shoulder blade and run into your vertebra. But move it around a little bit and find the best spots. Okay, now after you've completed as many as you feel comfortable for the day, go ahead and rest. You might do just a couple little shoulder rolls, a couple head turns, just to see how things feel in your shoulders. I highly recommend drinking a glass of water, about 8 to 10 ounces of water after you complete the trigger point release, because this is a great way to release those stuck, tight, congested tissues. Rehydrating with a glass of water right after this treatment is a great way to bring fresh fluid right into those tissues and help them slide and glide better and function better overall. I hope you've enjoyed this trigger point release technique using the Theracane. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I'm able. If you liked this video focused on the neck and the shoulder blade and you'd like to try this technique on your lower body, then click on the link in the description below to check out my other videos focused on trigger point release and other parts of the body. Here's to your health and happiness. Have a wonderful day.